back to shore. Fang watched from the sand, unable to help her friend. As Spear glared at the ocean, something caught his eye. A leaf was floating on the water's surface, swaying with the movement of the waves. Determined to find a way across the water, Spear rushed into the nearby trees and began chopping them down with his makeshift hammer. Fang joined in, using her teeth and tail to cut through the wood. The two worked together, gathering logs of wood as the sun set. By the time they were finished, they were exhausted. Fang fell asleep while Spear began piecing together a raft. The following morning, Spear woke Fang and asked her to climb aboard the raft, but she refused, shaking her head stubbornly. Spear knew he needed to find a way to persuade her, so he headed into the woods and gathered a handful of bugs. With these as bait, he finally convinced Fang to get on the raft. Pushing off from the shore, Spear and Fang set out on their journey across the ocean, but as the hours passed, Spear grew tired. Eventually, he collapsed onto the raft, too exhausted to continue. Fang took over, using her tail to push them forward through the choppy water. And as the sun rose higher in the sky, they sailed on, hoping to find land on the other side. As the moon rose in the sky, casting a soft glow over the water, Spear and Fang lay on their raft, listening to the strange noises coming from beneath them. Suddenly, they were startled awake by the sight of several whales swimming alongside them. Screaming in fear, they watched as the whales submerged back into the depths of the ocean. As the sun rose the next morning, Spear woke to find Fang ravenous with hunger. Determined to find food, he jumped into the water and began swimming around, searching for something to eat. But no matter how far he swam, he couldn't find any food. Exhausted, he returned to the surface to catch his breath. Fang roared at him in frustration, and he yelled back, equally frustrated. The two lay on the raft, feeling the heat of the sun beating down on their skin. Suddenly, they heard a strange noise coming from beneath the water. Spear dived in to investigate, and saw a giant turtle swimming towards him. Without hesitation, he grabbed the turtle and began strangling it as it thrashed about in the water. Fang watched hungrily from the raft, drool dripping from her jaws. Spear swam to the surface for air, then dived back down, continuing to struggle with the turtle. It tried to attack him, but he was too quick, dodging its blows and continuing to squeeze. Eventually, he managed to swim underneath the raft, forcing the turtle's head to stick out of the water. Fang saw her chance and lunged, biting down on the turtle's neck and killing it instantly. Grateful for the food, Spear and Fang dragged the turtle onto the raft and feasted on its meat. As they ate, Spear had an idea. He used the turtle's shell to create a makeshift shelter, providing them with some much-needed shade. As they continued their journey, they were interrupted by several fish jumping out of the water. Flying dinosaurs emerged from the sky and attacked them, snatching up the fish as they passed. But Spear and Fang were undaunted, continuing on their journey with renewed strength and determination. As a storm raged on, a megalodon emerged from the depths of the ocean. It attacked the raft, destroying it and sending Spear and Fang tumbling into the water. The megalodon set its sights on Fang, but she was quick and managed to dodge its attacks. The megalodon switched its focus to Spear, who was also evading its bites. But eventually, the creature caught Spear in its mouth. Desperate, he grabbed a nearby piece of wood and used it to stab the megalodon's mouth, causing it to release him. Swimming as fast as he could, Spear made his way to Fang's side. But as they tried to escape, a massive wave hit them, separating them and tossing them around in the turbulent water. When Fang woke up, she was lying on a sandy beach. She looked around, but there was no sign of Spear. Roaring in frustration, she ran up and down the beach, searching for him. But no matter where she looked, she couldn't find him. Defeated, Fang returned to the beach and sat down to wait. As the sun set, she heard a strange noise coming from the nearby forest. Curiously, she went to investigate, hoping it might be Spear. But when she arrived, all she saw was a rock and a stick arranged in a way that looked vaguely like a person. Disappointed, Fang continued walking, eventually coming across another Tyrannosaurus named Red. Red ran away at the sight of her, and Fang followed, determined to find out what he was up to. As she stood atop a large rock, Red watched her from a distance, hidden behind another boulder. But eventually, he lost interest and wandered off, leaving Fang alone once more. As Spear lay unconscious on the ground, a flying squirrel suddenly landed on his hand. It quickly caught a mosquito and devoured it as Spear lay motionless. Suddenly, a group of strange men appeared and carried Spear away. Meanwhile, Fang was chasing an animal through the forest when Red appeared. The two of them wrestled for the prey, growling and snarling at each other. In the end, Red let go of the animal and walked away, and Fang sat down to eat. She threw a piece of meat in Red's direction, and he ate it gratefully. The two of them feasted on the animal together, bonding over their shared love of food. As for Spear, he woke up in a strange room, covered in mud. He fell to the ground, his arm throbbing with pain as he remembered how he had broken it in the ocean. A woman, a witch doctor, entered the room and Spear panicked, running out of